Hey, 2024, piece of your mind, family. And we still gonna kick it off just like we did back in 2023, right? In order to take accountability for what has passed and what will be, there's no time like presently. So, for all of those with mouths and ears, can we have a moment of your time? We want to gain some perspective. Can we have a piece of your mind? What's going on, Hector?
Hey, yo,
My
what up, Frank? How
accountability
you doing?
partner into 2024, man. We started this in 2023,
2024,
bro.
and we're gonna turn up this year too, man. This is the year of impact, right? So we doing a little bit more this year. You know, we're moving in with intention, but we're also coming in with impact. This is it. This is the opportunity that we set up for ourselves to do more, to feel better about what we're chasing. You know what I'm saying? What we want. We understand. Like we talked about in a couple episodes, Frank. We talked about you know a want versus a need and kind of understanding that. And we know that we both want and need to grow. So that alignment is so perfect, bro. And we're moving into 2024 with that mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So
sir.
that's where we're at.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Yeah, the
So
whole I really did enjoy the whole picking up the intentionality and paying attention
mm,
to picking up the core value of intentionality, and then like what I've been paying attention to. I've been trying to be
mm,
more intentional in how I act just by picking up that core value, right?
yep.
Um, you know what, Hector? I was inspired. I was inspired like a few weeks ago when I was listening to a friend of ours, Petra Brown, her new podcast, and
Mm,
she talked about she talked about well, she had somebody up there who was talking about investments with his children, and
okay.
he was sharing a story about like the children. They were like 9, 9, 10, and they were arguing with each other about who had more money saved up in their investment account, like,
Hey, right,
and
right.
like, yo, that was inspiring, like just to hear. And I'm like, yo, I want to be intentional like that. Like, I don't know, I'm not really big on investments myself, but who's to say
Mm,
I can't just learn alongside my kids, right? So
yeah,
now I'm thinking intentionality, right? I'm trying to think impactful. This is going to impact them in the future if they learn how
right.
to invest now, right? And being intentional is just making the action, just taking the action. So I have started putting money aside. I said once I save up $300, me and my boys we're gonna start our an investment account. Like I'm gonna have them start their own investment account and start mine. And we're just gonna grow alongside each other. We're gonna have conversations with them. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna feed them a little bit I did here. That's good, and I'm gonna let them play with the rest. Like you know what I mean? Y'all do what y'all want with the rest, but y'all just know this money is just for growing. That's all it's for. You put it in this. You put
Yeah.
it in a certain account. They have accounts that I guess that shows a long history of making like 10% each year.
Yep.
People. I know a lot of people put money in those accounts and just let them sit and grow in the background. That's how you grow your net worth in the background. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So,
So
that's a that's a big ups to Island Money and Petra over there doing her thing, man. That's kind of dope to be kind of spreading that knowledge, because that's not the kind of shit they teach in school. You know what I'm saying? This is the kind of thing that you kind of have to just come across organically throughout your life at some point, whether someone sprung it on you or you went and chased the idea. But that situation and how you said learning alongside your son or your sons, that's kind of how I did it. You've met Jared. Jared, he came through for Thankful Thursday a couple times. Jared's one of my homies, man, from over a decade, man. One of my good friends. And one day he was just like really interested in stocks. You know what I'm saying? Like suddenly he just wanted to really get into it and understand it. And so we did it. A bunch of us in our group. We just all kind of chased it, looked into it a little bit, did some research and some understanding. And then a lot of us kind of bought into the same stocks. Like we have stock in Apple. We have stocks in um, Amazon. We have stocks in these larger corporations that have proven themselves over the years. Um, and we've all looked at it like, hey, where are you at with yours? I haven't checked it in 6 months. And it's like, oh, I go look at it. Oh, I'm up like $600 on that. That's cool, because
yeah,
it's just naturally doing what it does. And we are like-minded. Many of us, like, we all love the tech, like technology and equipment, computers, phones, all that kind of stuff. But then we also know, like, all right, follow the money. money grows because it's just what it does when you invest properly. So I started to understand the idea of an investment being something more like something I believe in. If I believe this company to have good ethics, good morals, good business plans, then hey, I'm going to invest in that. I'm going to follow that. I'm going to put a little bit of my money alongside of that, and hope for that growth. So as you're teaching yourself and your boys, remember that the investment can look very different. You guys don't have to have the exact same portfolio. Frankie, you like Starbucks, so you might go invest in Starbucks if they've got stock options. Your sons, they invest in hey your sons, they might like anime, so hey, they might want to go invest in different platforms that release anime to the world. Whatever, if that's available, if it's an option, hell yeah. It's about what you believe in, and then staying true to that and finding, okay, you know what, I can shave off $10 from my check this month, and I'm going to put it into that. And that little bit grows, man. That little bit adds up. So just remember that along the way, man. Whatever you believe in, whatever you think to be successful, and if they have numbers to follow, go for it, man. Like, and
Yeah.
just be mindful of it.
You know what, Hector? I did start. I mean, I guess there was like a whole wave of this like starting to follow stocks. Like it was somewhere right around the pandemic. That's when like
Yep.
I don't know. To me, like Robinhood and Cash App and
Yep.
everybody was popping up with these join Bitcoin, do stocks here or whatever. So I did join in
Yeah.
it a little bit. And I guess that's when I kind of recognized, like, yo, in order to like really be good at this, you got to kind of be following these businesses and what they're doing. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And I mean, you know what? I think it was like the thought of that was kind of overwhelming. Like, what? Like, I gotta watch all these numbers and these digits. I'll be seeing people in their rooms. They got like 9 computers around, like 9 computer screens.
Yeah. Yep.
So I knew that way wasn't for me. But then I actually read a book. I think it's called like the Little Blue Book about real estate and or about investing. A little blue book about investing or something like that. I can't remember, but you know
All right.
it was just talking about the simplest method to get into investing, which is like investing in like a big portfolio that has a name for it. So that's what I wanted.
Mm.
That's the part I want to show my boys is the
Right.
simplest way. But then I want them to play in it like you're talking about. Like you guys
Yeah.
figure that out. Y'all come tell me something, all right? Because I don't.
Hey.
Maybe they can come teach me something. You know what I mean?
Oh
But nah,
yeah.
that
Oh
that
yeah.
yeah, man. I can't wait to grow into it, man. You know what? I think it's dope that you told me you saying that you already had a group of friends that you were able to just like link up and do that with. Heck, bro, I feel like I've talked ideas with friends like when we were younger, man.
Right.
But like there wasn't much that stuck. Like you know what I mean? There wasn't much. I got a bunch of people to move on, so it's dope to hear that you and some friends organized and went and did some stocks and learned about it together, man. 'Cause
Absolutely. And that's the thing too. Like, I'm gonna go a little left with it, bro. But like I always told myself, man, the people I feel most comfortable around, the people I trust, the people that I trust with secrets,
Mhm.
with my traumas, like these are the people I want to see come up. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see these people succeed. So like I told myself, if I ever finish when I finish writing my story, and when that shit becomes like a whole thing, bro, like if I had any kind of like full fucking creative direction, I want my people to be my voice actors. You know what I'm saying? I want my
Yeah.
people, my characters that I create, I want my friends to voice act those characters. And like, you know what I'm saying? I have this idea that when I come up, I want to bring those with me because that's the whole point for me. I feel like is that if you are able to climb the ladder and get to the top, then you're supposed to turn around and pull up the next person with you. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to kick down the ladder and no one else can. No, man, you're supposed to help them back up. And I feel like really that's where I'm at. So that same idea, that same train of thought, like, yeah, you know what? If
You know what, Hector, man? I used to hear that old saying like the top being at the top is lonely, man. And
mhm,
I wonder if that quote was made up by somebody who made it to the top and then kicked the ladder down. Like, yeah, it's lonely. You should
right,
let kicked everybody else down. You climbed over everybody else to get
right,
here.
yeah, not me, bro. No, I'm not doing that, man. I'm pulling people up with me, man. Um, because yeah, I work too damn hard. I don't want to be lonely. You know what I'm saying? So like that same idea with getting into the stock market and investing and all that. Yeah,
Mhm.
bro. Like if one of my homies is a little bit more intelligent with numbers, is a little bit more apt to understanding patterns, and is just more into it than I am, then they can share that information with me, and I'll trust that person. Hey, okay, you did the research, you did the basic legwork to understanding. I also believe in this company. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and invest $100, $200 into that. Add that to my portfolio, see what happens.
That's
And
a yo.
it,
That's a good way to build trust, man. That's a good way. That's a good way to build trust in portfolio. Like, let's say one of you guys in the group was good at numbers, and they did watch the stocks, and yo, if y'all wanted to, y'all could have said like, yo, bro, you want to just be like our manager, like, you know what I mean? We send
yeah,
money your way, like, I trust what you're saying,
yep,
like, you know what I mean? That's how you
yep.
get started, though, right? That's how
That's
some people get
exactly it.
started growing their stuff. It's like, yo, you into what you do, share that with people. Maybe people will buy into what you're doing, like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's just like
Hell yeah.
entrepreneurship, bro.
Pretty much, bro, pretty much. And so, yeah, I mean, just, all this, that I I really like the idea of growth, and watching the stock market, man. That's one way to really be like, oh shit, like there's some growth. Those red numbers, those green numbers, man. That should get your heart pounded a little bit, bro. It's exciting. But that's why you got to be wise and invest properly. And then I feel like, it's an interesting ride. When you get on a roller coaster, man, it ain't no fun being on a roller coaster by yourself. So, if you get on there with some homies that you really trust, some people that you really love, yeah, hell yeah, let's make a ride out of this, man. Let's have some fun. And so if there's growth happening, there's growth happening for all of us. So those conversations are fun because we're all like, yo, look at the numbers. And they're like, oh shit, mine went up too. And we all put in a little different amount, but it's still growth. And it's like exciting to see that because if one of my homies put in $5,000 and it suddenly turned into 35, yo, hell yeah, I am excited for him. That's amazing for that to happen in the first place. But then for it to happen to someone you know and love, man, that's the best, bro. So I'm all for to come up, man, and I'm
Yeah,
all for
yeah, to be there for when you was to be there with them when they first put it in too. Yeah,
yep,
all that. Yeah,
yep.
I could agree with all that, man.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's just where it's at, bro. So I really implore you to do that with your boys, man, because that's cool. Like, even my boss and I will every now and then, like, the business we work in, we have companies of all different types come in, and they did really well this quarter, so they want to get some awards for their employees. And so
Yeah,
new company will come in that deals with like metals, they deal with like alloys or something. And I'm curious, oh, what's this company? Oh, okay, this is what they do. I wonder if they got a stock, they're on the exchange. And then I find them on there. Oh, okay, damn, they're worth a little bit. Hey, I want to invest a little something in that. And so my boss and I will even have a conversation like, hey, I'll go and tell her, hey, this company, they have stock and they look like they're doing well. And she will look into it. And, my boss and I have that kind of communication too, and it's cool just to be able to kind of share that information, man. Cause like, yo, why not? Why can't all of us come up? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the problem. Is so many people are so hell bent on not letting anyone else in, and and I wanted to talk about this because this is something I saw and this is that social media shit, that controversial shit, that
yeah,
Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shay, and Cat Williams, they had an interview, and Cat Williams had said something about gatekeepers. They letting people in. You see the same people opening the doors, and yeah, man, fuck that. Like, if I want to get in there too, and if I'm gonna get in there, shit, I'm gonna hold the fucking door open for the people behind me, for people coming with me. Like, you're not
yeah,
gonna tell me, you know what I'm saying? So like, I try to include as much as I can, people of the right mind that are willing to reach out a little bit, get out of their comfort zones, look for growth. I'm all for that shit, man. So like,
man.
that's how
What?
I view the stocks.
You gonna have
Yeah,
to fill me in a little bit on this gatekeeper thing, because I'm definitely out of the loop. Heck, I've been seeing Cat Williams pop up on my timeline all week, but I
yeah,
can't say I fully know everything they're talking about. And I mean, I
yeah,
could guess what a gatekeeper is. Just like somebody who gives the okay for an up and coming to come through, kind of thing, is what I'm guessing. That's
exactly.
what he's
Yep,
talking about. They have
yep.
that like a Hollywood thing.
In that very sense, yeah. So, Kate and I, yeah, because like you said, bro, I've been seeing them pop up. So over the past few days, I've been seeing clips of Cat pop up on my Facebook, and I'll say it right here, right
Pimp,
now,
pimp,
man. I'm
pimping.
not big pimping. Like, there are
He
certain
pimping.
roles, there are certain roles I saw Cat Williams in that I liked, but like his stand up comedy, I'm not a big fan. You know what I'm saying? but to each their own, man. Art and comedy are similar in the sense that they're very subjective. What I find funny, you might not, and that's okay. But
That's a
anyway,
whole nother topic, bro. I could go left with,
yeah,
man, because there's a lot of
absolutely.
ways. There's a lot of ways to do art, bro. Business is an art. You like looking at graphs and stuff like that. You know how to make
Oh
the needle
yeah,
go up. That's art.
that
Go
is.
ahead.
It absolutely is. So watching this interview, bro, this interview with Kat and Shannon, it's like 3 hours, bro. It's like a 3 hour interview. But something that I got to discover watching that interview happen was that I really got to see Cat Williams in a light that I never saw him before. That is an intelligent man. He is very smart, very smart. You can tell how articulate he is. The way his train of thought, he can grasp and hold on to something, go talk about something completely different, and come right back to that whole full circle thing that I love, man. He's really good at that. But then just to see, just like him be passionate, but still have some good level of composure while still being a comedian at the same time. So this guy is just really good at that.
Yeah.
But some of the conversation I agreed with 100%. Some of it I was just like, I don't know, bro. Like, I'm not quite sure about that. But that's just the nature of it all.
Yeah.
And basically, this whole conversation was that some people had mentioned his name and then had associated some lies with it. That from Kat's perspective, there were some lies. So he wanted to come on to set the record straight. And he was talking about Steve Harvey. He was talking about what's his name? He was talking about
Kevin Hart.
Cedric the Entertainer. He was
Kevin Hart.
talking about Kevin Hart. Yeah, he was talking about Tiffany Haddish. He talked about a lot of people, a lot of different comedians that we all kind of grew up with. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us that grew up with or have been really relevant within the last 10 years or so. And Kat was just going on there setting his record straight. And it was just interesting because like a lot of how he was going about it, bro. He was being a comedian. He was trying to be funny, but trying to be passionate at the same time. And the whole message was that, this is the year to eliminate all the bullshit, all the lies. Like it's being exposed. You're being exposed, kind of thing. And it's interesting because this comes shortly around, like relatively around the exact same time that the Jeffrey Epstein list came out. And that's a whole nother thing too. That's a whole nother. And I looked through the list, man. I was just curious to see, okay, what kind of elite in
Now
our
you got to put me
society.
on that. What's the Jeffrey Epstein list? I don't know what that
So
is. Neither.
so the people that visited his personal, what is it, his little island, that there unfortunately were some sex trafficking and child things going on that just aren't okay.
Okay. Who's
And
Jeffrey Epstein? Is he a famous person or something, or just a rich
so
bro?
yeah, he was an elite. He was a very rich guy, had lots of connections. He's no longer alive. Jeffrey Epstein hung himself in prison. I don't know, 2019, 2020 or something like that. But it was a whole thing because, again, he's got an island. This guy's been associated with known sex traffickers and had a list of elites. And we're talking elites like Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, Michael Jackson, like people, big names, come to this island that was associated with this man who's associated with sex trafficking. So there's a whole lot going on right there. And that list comes out, and like I said, there's a lot of names on there. You could probably look it up on CNN or whatever, wherever you get your news and stuff. You could probably find the full list, and the full list actually isn't even out. They still have a few names redacted because people are battling it in court, trying to keep their names concealed. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But so the point, that list, that list of elites, people with millions of dollars in net worth and billions, these are fucking powerful people, rich, powerful people on this list being exposed. Like, you're exposed now. You're out there. You were at this fucking place that's associated with no good news. So are you in on it? Are you part of this shit? And then again, that interview with Kat and Shannon, he's exposing names, he's name dropping and showing, this is a lie, that's a lie. And it's like, oh shit, 2024 came in hard, bro, because you and I were talking about coming in with intention, but then coming in with some impact.
Being
And it's like,
impactful,
yo, it's
creating impact
being
and shit.
impact. And dude, that's happening, bro. That 2024, I feel like really got our message, bro. 2024 came in real hard. It's a lot of impact, man. And it's just like, I'm okay with that. You know what? Because like, if you're going to lie, I'm okay with the white lie. I'm okay with the lie that protects people. But when you lie to get ahead, I'm not really quite okay with that.
It-
But
you,
then when you
you know
use it to
what,
hurt
heck, man?
others too,
Heck, man, don't you think it always start? Don't you think it always start with a little white lie, man?
probably, yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I
you're
mean? If I,
probably on
yeah,
that, man.
you can't even. I feel like you can't even do that, bro. It's similar to like it's similar to like you tell a little lie. It start like it's similar to like, let's say somewhere is giving something free, right? Or
Mm,
they let you get away with something free, but they you don't go and tell 100 people about it, because maybe maybe two out of maybe 99 of them would do it the right way, so they get it free. But then the 100th person steals two. He takes two of them. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
And he messes it up for everybody.
Everybody,
So
yeah,
one person tell a little white lie. Eventually, somebody will be like, "Nah, I'm gonna make this joint bigger, man. I'm gonna get away with a shipload or
yeah,
whatever." You know what I mean?
yeah. Nah, that's true,
I don't
bro. Because
I don't even know if you could start with a little white lie, man.
right, yeah, you're probably right, Frank. Like that, because yeah, that's where it can start. If you go down that path, if you initiate that path, I mean, it's there. You know what I'm saying? And people will take the path if necessary. And that's just human nature, man. We do what we need to do, kind of shit. With no regard to anything else, man. We are a very selfish species. And so, yeah, that's proven, bro. 1 out of 100 is probably going to do it the wrong way intentionally. And that's going to cause a problem for everyone else who did
Everybody
it the right
else.
way.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, bro, it like, coming into this year, man, this past week, with really thinking about like, okay, what am I expecting out of this year, and what am I expected to put in order to have it, kind of thing. Um, and then that list comes out, and then the interview with Kat and Shannon comes out, and I feel like a lot of it is in a way in an alignment, because I'm about exposing it too, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Um, because I practice my daily life with good intentions. You know what I'm saying? I don't wake up and be like, who am I going to lie to today? What am I going to lie about today? You know what I'm saying? I used to be
Who,
at a
who,
point,
who
Frank,
has
and
to
I feel
feel
like
bad? Who has to feel bad, scared, or afraid for me to feel good?
exactly, exactly, and
That's
I'm
what it
I'm
sounds
not.
like what's going on in the island anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Somebody else got to
yeah, man.
be taken advantage of for you to feel good.
So going a little left with it, bro. And this is probably something relatable for all of us, man. And if it is, man, no, hey, it is what it is, right? Like, we out here living, life is life. But like, how many times did we get a phone call from like a debt collector, and we didn't answer that phone, right? Or we picked up and hey, is so and so there? Nope, sorry, bye. You hang up, like, because you don't want to take that call, right? You're avoiding it. You're dodging that thing you kind of made happen on your own will. Like, you made it happen. You took money, or you did this, or and you couldn't keep up with it. Whatever. It happens to all of us. But I've gotten myself to a point in my life where I'm like, yo, I don't want to be afraid of those calls. I don't want to not pick up the phone. I don't want to not be accountable. So when my phone rings, I don't care who it is. I'm picking up. Hello? Oh, you're trying to get money for the police department? I'm sorry. No, thank you. Whatever. I'll hang up. Oh, you're a debt collector? You know what? Maybe I did forget to pay that bill. I'll take care of it right now. Boom. Like, I'm not dodging. I'm not avoiding, because I want to be held accountable. And accountable is being true to yourself, being true to the world. So like, if you've got something to hide, well, then what are you hiding? You know what I'm saying? Is it that white lie, or are you a fucking liar? Like, and so that's where I'm in alignment with that whole thing with Cat Williams, bro. Because, like I said, that's an intelligent man. But I like to think myself capable and intelligent as well. And I know that with intelligence comes a lot of confidence. With that confidence, though, unfortunately, comes a lot iffy behaviors, if you will, because if you are the smartest guy in the room, you know it. And with that, you can tell yourself, I'm going to take advantage of everybody in here because I'm smart enough to do that. So, like, when you really think about it, the really good bad guys are smart as hell. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I take it with a grain of salt because that's his life, that's his perspective. He was doing what he was, saying what he was saying. And some of it, added up and some of it, not so much. But hey, whatever. I'm not going to sit here because I don't really do that. I'm not like, I don't follow celebrities. I don't, do
Yeah.
that whole social. I'm not
Look.
that guy. I don't really care. But
Yeah. I have a whole bunch of feelings on that. Heck.
yeah. But like I said, my only attraction was that he's intelligent, bro. And I wanted to hear what he had to say. And when I heard him start really expanding on his vocabulary and his ability to be articulate, I was attracted to it, man. I was just like, yo, I want to hear more of what this guy has to say. So I ended up listening to the whole damn thing. And it's
Yeah.
cool because like
You
that's
know what's crazy, bro? I feel like there's a few people in that industry that they're kind of, they have like almost like a rebel in them, like a rebellious
mm,
nature, right?
yep,
And
yep,
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if people can tell them out, and then they don't want to hear them much. So like maybe
mm,
they do what they do to like Cat Williams, kind of sidelight him and stuff, make sure he can't find work, that kind of thing. But
yep,
like
yep,
there's plenty of like I remember the first time I actually heard um Jim Carrey speak. And he wasn't like talking like, he wasn't telling a joke or nothing. He was just talking some serious shit. And I'm like,
yeah,
yo, this dude is like, aside from funny, this dude is real smart, man. But
yep, yeah,
he seemed like he keep that to himself. You know what I mean? Or
yeah. Dude's
you know what I
got
mean? There's
depth.
some
He's
people
he's
that
very
just,
layered.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. There's a few of them. Keanu Reeves, I heard him talk for real. He seemed like a
Yep,
very passionate guy, intelligent guy.
yep.
It's a lot of them, but
Yeah, it is, man. It is. And that, those are the celebrities I can stand behind. Those are the people that I can like, damn, that I respect. I respect their ability to dive so deep into their craft and still be so humble, be intelligent, be mindful. Those are
yeah,
attractive qualities, man, in any person, you know what I'm saying? And so when I see that, I'm kind of curious. I'm going to listen. I'm going to hear what you got to say because I might learn something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in a position where I know everything. I know. No, I don't know. Shit, I don't know what I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? So like, teach me, educate me. And if it requires me to listen to someone a little bit more articulate, a little bit more well spoken, a little bit more versed in understandings of this or that, yeah, I'm going to listen to it and see what I can pick up from that. If it becomes a credible source that I feel I can trust, then yeah, I'll follow it. But
yeah,
that that's not going to happen often, man, because I look at Hollywood, I look at all the celebrity, all these artists like Beyonce and Drake and all these people that people worship. I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing that at all. You're not going to catch me doing that. Like my favorite rapper is Nas, yeah. And you know what I'm saying? That's that. But like I also know that Nas also puts money, millions back into education. He like cares about children and their growth and about society and community. Like, so like, okay, I'm not gonna worship him, but I love what he does and I'm gonna follow behind that with my own kind, like my own things. And something else Cat Williams had said that really caught my attention that it was I've heard it I've heard it before, but like the way he had said it was just like, I'm gonna stand on my standards. And I'm like, damn, I like that, man. Like, me too. I'm doing that shit too, bro. I'm
okay.
standing on my standards.
I heard. I think I did hear one of those things. Those little clips he was talking about. Like black stars having to dress like women or something.
Yep,
Um,
yep. He
and
was talking about like,
I think I remember hearing like Dave Chappelle speak on that too.
yep,
Like and I guess both of them were. I guess that's kind of standing by your standard. Like they both were like, "Nah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that."
yep.
Like you know
That's
what I mean? I guess
exactly
that's kind of standing by your standards. It's just like, yo, there's some things I'll be willing to do, and there's just some things I'm not. Like the money can't. Not even the money can make me do it. You know what I'm saying?
right, right. Because
So
yeah, money comes and goes, man. But I'm not gonna sit here and break myself, break my character, break who and what I am for an extra comma for a couple of more zeros. I'm not doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can either change it and accept it it is what it is, or you're gonna have to find somebody else, man. I'm not your guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so,
I get now that stuff I could get behind, like standing on my standards, because like
mhm,
you know one of the scariest things I feel like I've always heard like our whole life is like you know, that MOB, like money over bitches, money over everything. You know what I mean? And then there's just people who just kind of like, it's not about what they're doing, how they're making the money. They just, they want the money. And it's the money. It's like when you have that ideal, like the biggest goal is just getting to the money. It's like, okay, so what are you willing to do for the money? You get what I'm saying?
right,
You kind of lose that line of where, you know, where you will stay. Like, what are your standards if you have any or not, you know what I mean?
yep,
So
yep,
like even for me, like yo, making money is important. It's essential to sustaining out here, you know, the life that I grew up in, the life that I know is essential to it. But
yep,
you know what I mean? Even with all my skills, bro, you know what I mean? I don't go to people's house and be like, you know, oh yeah, I'll clean your stove and do it. That's just not. It's not that I can't do it. It's just not. It doesn't bring me any joy. You know what I mean? It doesn't
yeah,
do nothing for me. So I don't offer myself that way. You know what I mean?
right,
You know what I mean? Whereas opposed to the services I do provide, heck, no, on any given day, if I had to, bro, I'll do it for free. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is what
yeah,
I
I
like
feel
doing
you,
anyway. I go to my family house, like, yo, you need anything done? I do this for free. I do it for money. Like, you know?
right,
So
eh,
standing
eh,
on your standards, that helped me stay in line too. Cause yeah, I remember one of the craziest things I got asked to do was asking me to like do a security job or like he was looking for me on TaskRabbit and he was like kind of asking me to like follow his wife and like I'm like bro, I don't know I don't know if this is in my thing. Like this sounds too exciting for me, bro. Okay.
right.
It's
Some
too
private
exciting.
investigator shit, man.
Yeah.
You
It
paying me
sounds
private investigator money? What the hell?
That's the other thing.
Nah.
I'm like, bro, you came and found me out here so you can get me for the low, man. You probably gonna get me in some
hmm
big trouble. I'm good. Like, you
Nah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
This ain't. But
Yeah, it's
yo,
yeah,
I want to rewind a little bit back, a
yeah,
little bit though, because when you started talking about Cat Williams, you know, you touched on a few things. So I want to talk about this gatekeeper thing, though. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So, so what you were saying though, a gatekeeper is basically who was he saying were gatekeepers? Like,
So he was saying people like people that grew into their positions. He had mentioned people like Harvey Weinstein or something. He like that's one guy that he mentioned. He was saying that Cat or not Cat, excuse me, Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart started to become a gatekeeper. He let in a bunch of people that he thought were better or he thought was good. Um, and there's some other names that he kind of had. He was mostly mentioning that Ricky, Cedric, and Steve Harvey, they're a group. Like these are guys that if you don't do what they say, you don't get in at all, kind of shit. You don't get to
yeah,
go. So he was kind of labeling most of them as gatekeepers, just kind of in that business, in that comedic business. And yeah,
you know what?
that's
With that whole gatekeeper talk, bro, like one of the things I want to say, I mean, Hollywood is Hollywood. You know what I mean?
right.
But I like this new day and age because Hollywood is not the only way to go to make a name for yourself anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Yep.
like, yeah, they got gatekeepers over there, but that's not the only way you got to go. Like this I don't know one of these young dudes, my son, like, was it Corey Kenshin or something like that? Like
Mm,
he's like a streamer or something like that, and that's how he got famous. Like, you know what I mean?
mm,
You know, you see a lot of these people getting famous off of social media. You know, like the young kid that just does this at the video.
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like to me, it's like okay, there's a gatekeeper over there, but there's other avenues, man. I remember but it's so crazy because I would assume there's some type of gatekeeper or some kind of requirement in every industry, right? Because
You would think.
even with like hip hop and rap, right? I hear about it all the time. Mainstream hip hop, right?
Mm,
And okay, that's not a lot of music I enjoy listening to. I could vibe to it a little bit, but it's not a lot of music. But that's not to say that there's no good rappers. There's no lyrical rappers no more. They're just not mainstream. You know what I mean?
right.
They're not in network. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? and I always find that there's problems and roadblock when people start creating these networks. Then it become like somebody being a gatekeeper. You know, you have to have this to pass and stuff like that. I feel like that is like that in a lot of industries. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree. I
So,
feel like
but
gatekeeping in a way feels like a byproduct of avoiding the main route. You know what I'm saying? Well, if you want to go a different route than the main route, then you got to go through this passage here. Who's in charge of that passage? You know, who made that passage?
yeah,
So I feel like it's a byproduct of it for real. And
yeah.
yeah,
It's a day
yeah,
and age though where you can make your own path now, man.
yep.
Like Hollywood is the path somebody else created, but there's like there's so many people like paving new ways, man. You know what's crazy, Hector? I'm into everything that's not on a path that's been created 50, 60 years ago. I'm about that. Like I like creative real estate. That's what I like learning about. I like learning about creative real estate. Like you know
Mm,
what I mean? Like you figure out your own hoops to jump through. Like it's either you could go the way where people make you jump through hoops, or you could go a way where you figure out your own hoops to jump through. Like you know what I'm saying?
right.
And that's why I like avenues like that. There's another young man who's been making a lot of noise who's actually from YouTube too. What the heck is his name? Can't remember his name right now. But my brother Brian don't really like him, right? But the young man, what he's trying to do is he's like finding boxers.
Are you talking
Jake
about one
Paul.
of the Logan?
Yeah, Jake
Yeah,
Paul. Jake Paul.
yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. The
I know what you're
Paul
talking
brothers,
about.
yeah.
Yeah,
So he's just taking this avenue and finding fighters and creating his own network, and he wants to get the fighters paid more. Like you
yep.
know what I mean? So one of the things boxers are dealing with is like if you watch, I follow boxing, Hector. You know what I mean? I
Mm,
follow a lot of boxing, so like it's not like back in the day. You remember when like Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali was fighting the other greatest, and it's
yep,
not like
yep.
that no more. Like the best don't fight the best. It's not like a regular thing. And then once you lose a match, that's like a huge blemish on your record for some reason. You know what I mean? Just like
Yeah,
you can't be great if you don't have a zero on the law side. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
because of that, like big fights are hard to be made. Like there's that and a lot of other factors, but big fights are hard to be made. And the only people that make the money are the people in the big fights. All the other people who put in blood, sweat, and tears to like make money, they don't make that much. So
Mm,
what Jake Paul is doing is he's like creating a new way to get these guys paid. Him and there's a bunch of other things coming out. There's something other than the UFC that's out right now claiming that they're gonna pay the fighters more, stuff like that. Like yo, I mean, I don't know, man. You got gatekeepers, the more traditional ways we know, man. Figure out a new way, man. There's other people out here like paving ways, man. All we gotta do
yeah.
is connect and
Hell
get
yeah.
together. Like one person who
Exactly.
know how to promote and everybody else want to just fight. All right, I got the promotion. You guys do y'all thing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And yo, that I'm gonna go left with that a little bit too, man. Like, we brushed on this a little bit in one of our past episodes, man. But like, you think because boxing is a sport. So when you think about the sport, man, like you just said, you put that together. Okay, well, I'm the promoter. Y'all go fight. Boxing does not just mean you have to be a boxer. Boxing means you could be a trainer. You can be a manager. You can be a promoter. There's lots of different avenues that make boxing what it is. It's not just a guy getting in the ring and throwing hands. That's just a fight. Boxing is a little bit more orchestrated, and it requires a bunch of different hats and titles to orchestrate this thing to happen. So, basically, like with my kid, we put Evelyn in the swimming recently, and she loves it. Aiden is getting ready to do another round of volleyball next week. He's about to get back into his season, and whether they become great or not, like hey, there's still opportunity. So if you love this thing, maybe you're not going to be an Olympic swimmer, but you can be a coach for an Olympic team, or maybe you could try out for whatever. Or you could be a coach for volleyball. You could be a referee. There's all sorts of different avenues that keep you really close to that thing that you love and you're passionate about. So like, I feel like lots of times, we lose sight of that. And I just wanted to kind of throw it back out there, man. Like the opportunity, just because you're not the one in the sun in the shine, doesn't mean you're still not a part of it all, kind of thing. Like, and in order to bring that full circle, like Shannon Sharp was a football player. You know, he was a pretty good football player, and then he was on ESPN for a while. And then he moved on to getting his own podcast, and he's got all sorts of shit going on now. Like, you know, you get into this one thing, but then there's so many different other outlets that you can still be associated with it. And that's just cool, just knowing that, you know, those options are available, man. Because I feel like that's just important, man. Just it's important
Yeah,
to keep in
yo,
mind. And so that
not
path
yo,
thing, yeah,
nothing like this day and age, bro. Nothing like this day and age, man. It's so many avenues you could create. You could create for yourself. Like
yep,
this day and age is made it so you don't have to go like I don't know. They're making it so you don't have to go work in a building anymore. Like there's so many people working
yeah,
from home now. There's so many people
hmm
just out there doing Uber. Like you know what I mean?
yep,
It's like you can't really use the excuse of like you can't find a regular job anymore because you could create one yourself if you got a car. You know what I'm
pretty
saying?
much,
You can,
yeah,
there's people that do delivery on bikes and scooters, man. Get you a little scooter, man. You could go work for somebody. Yeah, I got a scooter. I can deliver some of this food for you. Like, you know
yep,
what I mean? The
yep.
opportunities is different now than it was before too, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And
And you
yeah,
know,
you
there's
could
a
just build
plethora
for
of it.
yourself now, man. This shit is dope, yo.
Yeah, it's an interesting time to be alive for sure, man. There's all sorts of shit that, you know, we can achieve, we can chase.
Yeah, like
And
you said,
that's
sharp,
the
sharp.
best.
A few years ago, man, even if you was a sports star and it's something like and you lost your position on the network a few years ago, Hector. Like
Mhm.
what? There wasn't no going to podcasts and growing like shit. I remember hearing about Shannon Sharp leaving ESPN, bro, and now he's already still back on the camera. Like it's like he never left.
Yep. Never
You get what
left.
I'm
It feels
saying?
like, yeah,
There
exactly.
weren't opportunities like that. It's a new day and age, man. It's just are you looking
Yep.
for them? You know what I mean? Are you
Exactly.
making the connections, right?
Yep. Yep. That
And
part.
like you said, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. He probably went and hired a team, but there's other things to being on TV. Like so, maybe he went and got a production team that do all the video camera, all the video shooting and stuff like that. And he gets to focus on talking. You know what I
Yep.
mean? It's either
Yeah.
when you trying to do it for yourself, you're gonna start off having to do it all, like you know what I mean. But as you grow, you give away the things you don't really like doing, so
Yep.
that way you can focus on the things you like doing, man. The boxers, I
Exactly.
actually feel for them because a lot of them just want to focus on their craft. They don't want to worry about none of that extra stuff. You know what I mean? So
Right.
they're at the mercy of whoever's making the financial decisions. But you know,
Yeah, I feel like
that's what
all
it
those
is in
extra
every
things.
industry, though. Huh?
Yeah. No, all those extra things, all those different additives are distractions, man. So like, yeah, sometimes we do just really want to focus on the craft and just get straight to it. So yeah, I agree with that, bro. And you know, also in that interview, man, Cat Williams was talking about being being honed in on his craft. Like he was the guy that would write new content often, all the time. Always something new. Didn't really like to repeat the same jokes kind of thing. So he was always in the lab, always trying to produce a new joke and
Mm-hmm.
then, really kind of create a way in order to deliver it the best. And, he mentioned the word writer a lot, like 3 or 4 different times. And it had me in my own mind, like, damn, dude, like I want to write too, man. I want to write. I want my stories to be out there because, him again, I'm not a huge Cat Williams fan. I'm just not. But I respect his level of intelligence. And so that made me think, when I write my stories, man, when I get them out, not everybody's gonna enjoy it. And I realize I don't care. I don't care that not everybody's gonna enjoy it. There will be some people that will flock to it. And that's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm doing it for me too.
Yeah,
And if
yeah,
people
bro, you can't even think about the people that ain't gonna enjoy it. They don't
right,
matter,
right.
right?
No.
Like it's
Yep.
when I think about Harry Potter. Now I'm gonna use Harry Potter because everybody know about Harry Potter, whether you like it or not. You know about Harry Potter.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it was a
Yep.
whole craze at one time. You know what I'm saying? It took me years before I seen Harry Potter, heck.
Yeah.
And I sat down, I watched all of them. I still don't understand all the noise about it. What? Other people love it. You know what I'm saying? It
Right,
wasn't for me,
right.
but other people
Yeah.
love it. You know what I mean? So, and
That's exactly.
at the end of the day, what made her famous, what made her rich, ain't had nothing to do with me. I'm just one person who didn't like it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And I can't even say didn't like it, but I'm being a little extra because just to prove a point. But you get what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah. Yeah. And that's exactly it, man. Like, art is subjective, comedy is subjective, literature is subjective. Some people might like fiction, some people might only like nonfiction. Hey, it's your cup of tea, it's your cup of coffee. That's what you want, that's what you get. You know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is, man. And like I said, I like that interview just kind of had me thinking a lot, man. Just like it was cool to see that. Um, just him pressing some buttons, like willingly, like here's pushing that one, man. Like fuck it, I don't care what y'all think. Like I respect that, man, because sometimes people are just kind of complacent to it all and just be quiet. And well, that's a form of enabling. You're enabling that shit behavior. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah,
Yeah,
call it out, man. That's dope. I like that because that's how you stop it from happening again. You keep calling it out, and I'm for it, man. Because we talked about in our last episode, man. Um, if you've got complaints and problems and you come talk to me, we're talking solution. That's the relationship I'm establishing. We're talking solution. And if you're part of the problem, I'm gonna tell you. And if I hurt your feelings, well, good. You maybe needed them to be hurt because
yeah,
you're not gonna come talk to me and then I'm gonna act like it's okay. No, man, I want you to be better, so I'm gonna call you out. And I feel like that's really what that interview was in some ways. And so yeah, it's just kind of cool, man. Like I know that took up a lot of the episode here, but like it was just cool, the train of thoughts that it had. Like I went down a lot of different avenues with that, bro, and it's just fun. And we started talking about like Kate and I, we even started talking about like what a good bad guy is, and like we went real deep. And I was like, man, like I always find myself attracted to the bad guys more than the good guys because the good guys, they're trying, and there's not enough following. They're not capable of doing it by themselves, kind of shit. And then when we talked about bad guys, we were thinking about bad guys like Thanos, from the Marvel universe, and he snapped and half the fucking universe is gone. And it's just like that's noble because in a way he made it so that we're not burdening ourselves with, resources and overconsumption. No, now it's cut in half, done. It's balanced. There's balance now. Everyone can live peacefully. But it came with such a like it came with people not being able to make the choice whether we go that route or not. And then here's something a little deeper that Kate and I went to. We were thinking, okay, on a more science level, and I'm going real left with this one now. So think about science. Think about evolution, right? Like, different kinds of species. You hear people saving pandas. This is exactly what we were talking about. Pandas. They have no desire to mate. They have to be forced to mate. That's why the species is going extinct. And then we talked about, well, why not let them? If that's life, right? Why are we playing God? Why are we allowing that? Why are we forcing this species to stay within the system just because they're big and cute? Like, no. Maybe the species is done. Maybe they don't give a fuck no more. Maybe that's why they're going extinct, because it's their time to be done with, right? And turn into something else. Like, and so, like I said, the conversation went crazy, but just
yeah.
with that mentality,
Nah, that is
like,
an interesting thought. I didn't even know pandas was going extinct simply because they don't want to mate. I didn't even know that.
yeah, that's just what it is. Like China and the United States back in like the 80s or something started working together to really kind of bring the population out of back out of like an extinction level. And it's admirable, it's cool, it's cute, but it's like also kind of cruel at the same time because you're forcing these animals that don't want to do that. Like, and then we're doing artificial insemination. We're making them pregnant because we want them to be, not because they want them to be. And it's just like, it's just interesting. That shit goes all sorts of different ways, man, all
Nah,
ways to
that's
explore that.
definitely interesting, bro.
But like, what if we just let it happen? What's the worst that could happen? We don't know. We're over here too busy playing God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's why, like, again, with the whole bad guy thing, I like a good bad guy. I really do, man. I like a good bad guy that's not out here trying to hurt people just to hurt people, but he's out here trying to make change. There's too many of y'all. We needed something to happen. I'm gonna do it. Boom. Snap the finger. Half of y'all are gone. Problem solved. Like that's a good bad guy to me. You know what I'm saying? And in life, we need balance. You need some good. You need some bad. So I've always found myself attracted more so to the bad guys, man. And
That
like even on my computer.
sound a lot like these presidents and other people running these countries, man. They just well, I'm about to just hit this button and get rid of a whole population. Why not, man?
Yo, oof.
are, they, are they
It's,
good
it's
bad guys,
crazy.
man?
And see, that's the thing too. Like, you know, that then we associate words like genocide, you know, and we're picking a certain group of people. Nah, man, I'm I'm all for equal rights, man. So I'm equally gonna get all of y'all kind of shit. That to me would be a good bad guy. Um, because yeah, man, there's just not enough hero traction. There's not enough good guys that are willing to do anything. Because then if you do something just out of line, you get canceled or you get whatever. You know, there's all sorts of shit that just all sorts of tape that's in the way that makes it hard for progress to happen. So you got to work behind the scenes and you got to develop a lot of infrastructure to be able to maintain the ideals of what a good community and society are. But how can you do that when there's a lot of people, you know, doing the white lie thing? A white lie is all it takes to become something more. And there's a lot of that, bro, for sure. And yeah, like I said, bro, the conversation went all over the place from that. So, yo, if you get a moment, man, yeah, I would definitely suggest, you know, watching that shit and just kind of seeing what you pull out of that. And then yeah, it's just interesting, man, because business is business, man, and it don't
Yeah,
matter what business you're in. There's competition, there's some shady behaviors, there's some good guys, there's some bad guys. It is what it is, and it was just interesting to see it, you know, in that light. Because I thought comedy, man, comedy, we just trying to laugh. Nah, it ain't always about laughs, man. You know, it's about the bottom line ultimately. So that's just natural, and it's scary, man. It's heartbreaking in a way to see that. I mean, but
yeah, yeah.
shit. So, um, I wanted to try to do a little something different today, Frank. I wanted to instead of showing the picture, um, you know, like right here in my hand kind of thing, I wanted to kind of show the picture, the image on the computer itself.
Okay.
Because I
Share
had something
screen.
again, yeah, for
That'll get rid of the
Midjourney.
glare.
Oh yeah, exactly, right. It won't, you know, that'll take that whole thing away. Um, so let me see. So this is the one I wanted to share, and I'm hoping it looks good. Can you see that?
Hey, yeah, that looks real good, bro.
All right. So the idea here is, you know, this is that bad guy. You can see the bad guys up at the top, and
Mm-hmm.
you know you got a group of good guys. You know, your opposition, man. That you know what you're fighting and who you're fighting for, kind of thing. Who you stand beside, what you stand against. Um, and that's really what I pulled out of that interview, man. And that, you know, that's kind of where I feel like I found myself over the last couple of years in my own life and my own personal affairs, really kind of understanding what do I stand for? What am I standing beside? And what am I standing against? You know, what am I facing? Um, so yeah, I just had Midjourney just kind of create an anime vibe because I feel like, you know, with my daughter, you know, we got her watching My Hero Academia. She just started watching Naruto with Kate. And then my son and I, you know, we watch Jujutsu Kaisen. We watch a bunch of different animes ourselves together. So like all of us in this house, we watch anime. So I just been on this anime vibe, man, because it just feels good. I love
Yeah,
anime. You know, lots of people do. I know you do. You grew up with some anime. We grew up with some Dragon Ball, with some Yu Yu
yeah,
Hakusho. Yeah. So I wanted this vibe to just kind of bring full circle, like you know what my house is. You know, my house. You know, we stand together. You know, when we're learning as we go, and yeah, there are things we got to stand against, and I'm not afraid to stand against that, man. That's the year of impact, right? That 2024, that whole ideal with moving forward with some good core values, man. Some like again, like Kat said, you know, I'm standing on my standards, and so I feel like I align with that a lot. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of show this artwork here for that purpose, you know, just kind of
yeah.
just let that
I like it
be.
like this. Heck, man, this is pretty dope. It looks a lot. It looks way more clear than when we show it on the in the picture frame.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm glad it works out better this way then, because you know, the idea, man, like you know, if you here, I'm gonna turn the camera just a little bit, like you know, I got this wall right here, that, you know, I had something up there before, and then I got this wall over here, you know, and these two walls, man, I want to put artwork up on there. So it's like, why not put some of the artwork that I've been feeling, you know, the most? Like I put that shit behind me. I got a piece of art right here. I can't show that one. That one's it's a little X-rated, unfortunately. Fortunately, unfortunately, it's a little can't put that on the internet. But like I got lots of walls behind me,
Yeah.
that, you know, that need to be occupied, that I could put stuff on. I figured I might just do that. I might just go to like a Hobby Lobby or a Michael's or something and buy myself like a little frame, and all the prints that I got, I'm gonna pop them in and just throw them up on the walls, man. Because like, you
Word,
know, like
word.
I create my artwork for me, man. And if someone wants one, yo, hell yeah, we could collaborate. We can get it going. You know, like we put that out there, and I'll put it out there again. You know, if you got a dream, you got a story, you got an idea, a vision, something you want to see in Midjourney, hit me up, hit us up, let us know, and I'll make that for you real fast. And we can work on how we get that to you so it's in print. But I know that I do it for me. I just like seeing shit on my walls. I like seeing cool shit on my walls. And
Yeah.
you know, so does
Now
Kate.
you gave me that idea. Heck, you know what? Heck, I meant to share with you, man. We just been kind of going on, man. But since January started, I know me and you talked. We talked about our resolution. We talked about the changes we're gonna implement.
Mm,
So again, I've been listening. I've been reading and listening to this book, Atomic Habits, pretty religiously. Really
yep.
trying to install some of the principles he's talking about. And one of the ones he talked about is behavior change by way of environment change. So that's changing your surroundings to fit the narrative of who you want to become, right? And
Mm,
the other thing he's been talking about is habit tracking, which I actually wanted to connect with something you was talking about earlier, when you
okay.
was talking about tracking the graphs and stuff like that, and how it
Yeah.
makes you feel good to see the numbers going up and stuff like that, right? So
Right.
he talks about that as well. It's like, yo, getting addicted to seeing your growth,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he talked about habit tracking. So I started implementing this thing in the different rooms that I have in here, um, like the fitness room. I'm now keeping track of my body fat percentage day by day, and I'm keeping track of when I go on live to do the push up challenge for St. Jude. 100
Yep.
push-ups a day, man. I got to get my 100 in for the day. That would be 700 for the month. But um,
Hey, that's dope.
yeah,
That's dope.
and like, so I'm really trying to implement that because I want to see my growth. It was like kind of like a game changer for me to actually stop and look at, like, go back and look at the reviews I had a few weeks ago, right?
Mm,
And the dopest part was seeing that I have a track record of almost 3 years of people saying, "Yo, this guy is reliable. This guy is handy. This
mm-hmm.
guy is dependable. He shows up on time." And when I was looking at the big picture, I'm like, "Yo, this does feel good. I need to create that for other things I'm trying to do. My weight
Hell
loss,
yeah.
my affirming my affirming words more, more frequently, keeping track
Right.
of how often I'm eating in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This count. I can't put an X on the calendar today. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's me today and eating in the
right.
house. But since January started, bro, this is the first time I ate out. It's actually today, outside
Nice.
of the
Okay.
house, man. I just been keeping track and going by day, and it's been helping. Hey, it's been
I
helping.
like
So
it,
I want
bro.
to encourage anybody else, man. Habit track is a little annoying because it's like picking up two habits. You know what I mean? The new habit you're trying to do, and the habit of
Of
tracking the habit you're
recording.
trying to do. But it
Yep.
does become this fulfilling feeling over a while. It's only been a week, you know what I mean? So I don't want to talk, you know what I mean, too boastful. It's my first month trying it, but I'm gonna try to get through the whole
Hey.
week, check off everything on the calendar, and go back and review. Like, yo, how did I do this week? How did I do on these things I've been trying to implement in my life? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. And I'm probably misquoting it, but I heard somewhere, man, that if you do something consecutively for like 30 days, it becomes habit. It is habit. Um,
yeah,
and so yeah, like that's all it takes, man. Just tell yourself you're gonna do it, and then you fucking do it. And then at the end of it, you realize I'm gonna keep doing it, or you know what, this ain't for me. Let's move on to the next. That's okay too. That's all about what that tracking part is, right? It comes with some discovery of knowing what you're chasing. So I think that's dope, bro. Because like, you know, we all take notes in some form, um, and I kind of like that. Like even like Kate was really inspiring me yesterday, man. I love her, man. I love her so much. And we was talking about like, you know, me with my stories, and she was telling me, hey, you got a typewriter next to you. I got a typewriter sitting right here next to me, bro. Like here,
Yeah,
shit. Let me see. Let me show y'all real quick. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. Got that typewriter right there, man.
yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a legit typewriter, bro. And so with the typewriter, I can sit here and literally type my stories. Like, I don't need to worry about doing it on the computer so much, so like where I need to worry about having this shit printed. I can type my story literally and have it printed right there in front of me. And then she was just like, okay, but you can also learn to take better notes. So like you could write your notes in a code. So come up with the word, and that word will be like, okay, mountain scene, nighttime, you know? And like I don't have to write the whole damn thing. I can just take a little note and become more efficient with my notes so that I can glance at it and have the whole story right there in front of me in just, a couple of sentences instead of writing out 2-3 pages worth of something. And that got my mind going, bro. And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, like I like the idea of that, because that comes with intention to sit my ass in front of this thing and put it down. And
yeah,
I've been there. I like putting that shit down. So when I get to put it down with some flair, with some finesse, yeah, man, I'm all about it. It feels good to feel good, right? So like that's one of the ways I can achieve that, by keeping myself accountable, like you said, and habit tracking, creating a habit and then a habit of tracking the habit. Yo, not enough of us are doing that. So I applaud you, bro, for that, because that's pretty cool that you're working on it. You're 7 days in, 700 push-ups on like that's a lot. That's a lot, yo.
yeah, yeah.
So you're watching your body fat, you're watching your physical health. That's something you're passionate about, and you're fucking doing it. Like it ain't nothing to do it but to do it. Like, so that's just cool, Frank. I like seeing you do that, bro. And I've been seeing you being on the social media. I saw you within like the past week or so. You've been getting that Frank Tooley stuff going.
Yo, speaking
So
of which, man, I really want to encourage somebody, right? Yo, social media is not typically my thing. I'm not even used to like really like public speaking. I never done public speaking. I'm just learning how to get comfortable behind the camera.
yep.
Um, it was so crazy because at the beginning, before the year started, I said, "Yo, I'm gonna go on live in January," but I was only thinking about doing it 3 days a week. And then the St. Jude challenge came up again for January, and now they're talking about push-ups every single day. So now it's like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna step up to the challenge. I'm gonna go live every single day. Hey? And it went from being the scariest thing was hitting the live record button to now like the hardest thing the hardest thing used to be hitting the record button and just going live and talking and stuff like that. That's not so much the hard thing now. You know what I mean? I got
Mm.
videos up there and I got 0 views, bro. It's okay, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But
Right.
now the hardest thing I'm recognizing is actually getting people to donate. But because I could get up, I could do the push-ups. I do 100 push-ups. You know what I mean? 20 sets of 5, 4 sets of 25, whatever. Or sometimes I do 50 and 50, whatever,
Yep.
right? But the hardest part is actually getting people to donate, and this is for a good cause, Hector. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I've seen
Yep.
people stop and give dudes on the sign on the streets just holding the sign, asking for a dollar. But it's hard to get people to donate to this good cause. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
starting to view that as like a opportunity, right? Because
Mm.
if I could do it for a big cause like this, I could start to learn to do it for my own business. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey. Okay.
you know what I mean? This is an opportunity for me to learn how to get donations. You know what I mean? No, it's not for me per se directly, but I still get to
Right.
learn within the process. You get what I'm saying? I'm still
Hell
pulling
yeah.
something out of the process just by taking this experience, by diving in this. I'm learning how to hit the live button. I'm learning how to donate. Like, you know what I mean? The
Yeah.
cause don't always have to be a financial gain from my pocket, but I'm still
Right.
gaining. You know what I mean?
Yep. I like
And
that,
when
bro.
I
That.
learn how to get people to give out for those donations, now I'm becoming more impactful for St. Jude. Then maybe I can learn how to create some impact for myself and my business. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like that, man. That's how we gotta operate, bro. We always have to look at every opportunity as a teaching moment. Whether you're seeing progress or you're not. The fact that you're in there doing it is a teaching moment, man. You can learn from that. You just got to open your eyes to it, man, and just accept, whatever possibilities may come along, bro. I like that, Frank. I like that a lot, bro, because yeah, absolutely. This is a way for you to really go ahead and, not only build some confidence in yourself, man, but, confidence in what you're selling, what you're offering, what you're doing. Because that's part of the business too. You not only are you Frank Tooley, but what is the service that Frank Tooley's offering? So you have more confidence behind, yeah, this is what I'm offering. I know what I'm offering. And here's the guy giving it to you. So when these two things feel good, yeah, fuck yeah, man. Making money, man. So you just
Yeah,
gotta know how to say that shit, and that's what it is. And I feel like you are absolutely on that path, bro. I believe in it, man. I'm seeing it, bro.
I
Like
appreciate you, man.
my own eyes, bro.
I'm working, man.
I'm,
Working, man.
oh yeah, bro. And it's cool to see that, man. It's cool to see that
Trying to
work,
create,
that growth.
trying to create some impact in our finances, man. That's we gotta try to do this shit, man.
That's it.
No
That's
impact right
it.
here. It's okay,
Yep.
man.
Yes, sir. And that's why I'm
Oh,
at. That's where I'm at with my stories, man. Like lots of little things lately, like are making me want to do this. Like having this computer set up, bro. Oh, Frank, like I can't even tell you, man. Like the past week, I've been sitting down here working on artwork, listening to music, playing my video game. Like I've been doing shit that I haven't done in a long time, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And it felt good, man. It
You
felt
know
really
what, heck,
good.
bro? We an hour and 6 minutes in, bro. You know what? Let's I actually want to grow on that with you. So you know what? Let's go ahead and close out the show, bro. Me, you gonna talk
Yes,
behind the
sir.
scenes.
All right.
Keep
So
it going.
shit. Great episode again. If y'all can, maybe watch a little bit of that Cat Williams with Shannon Sharp. I think it's just a cool thing to kind of comprehend, see the level of intelligence and some passion mixed in. Um, but yeah, man, shit. For all y'all who came through and let us borrow some time, we'll see y'all next week on PC of Mind. Much love.